Welcome to another live edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline in the BPTV studios. Thanks for watching us. We appreciate you during the COVID lockdown. We got our mask on. I'm 6 feet away. I bumped Chip right out of here. He's working late, cannot come in here, so it'll just be me and Smokin' Jim covering some sports and then some adventures of Smokin' Jim Frazier. So stay tuned with all that. We appreciate you watching us on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park, watching us on Verizon 32, all the way from Nemacolin to Cranberry, Wexford, and all points in between, even the city of Pittsburgh, and right here in Bethel Park too. So thank you. We have a Facebook page, 6,881 likes, so thank you very much for that. We appreciate all those likes. This old dog learned a few new tricks. If you're new to watching us, please like our page, Pittsburgh Sportsline. You'll find it on Facebook if you're there. Appreciate that. I got some promos here. First up, look at that camera work. We got Ethan on the camera. We got Anthony, the new intern, on the control room doing commercials and everything else for us and checking on this audio. He even helped Smokin' Jim put his mic on. 9 years and he still can't put a mic on. But other than that, he's a good guy. He's an honest man. But Olive Oil's Pizzeria, 412-831-1900. That's Hillcrest Shopping Center. And they're open for business. We can't eat because, again, I was here at 6:25. Anthony was already here. Ethan came in 10 minutes after me. And Smokin' Jim come in about 3 minutes before we started. As I asked him, how can I wait outside the whole time with pizza since we can't eat in the studio? But we'll get pizza eventually. Go check them out. Great Italian food. Next up, we end each show with Stay Joey Strong. The Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation was founded to honor Joey Fabus, who died 9 years old, right before his 10th birthday. In 6 years, they've raised over $100,000 with events and different activities that they have, and even donations to their website, the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. So check it out. Check out whatever activities we can do. We're looking forward to the Joey Fabus 1 mile 5K walk, where they dress up as superheroes. That's their biggest event of the year. Hopefully we can do it this year with some social distancing protocol, just to be safe, and help out a good cause for this dreaded DIPG brain cancer. Next up, another nonprofit, the Bethel Park Historical Society's Schoolhouse Arts and History Center. 2600 South Park Road, has the red trolley right in front. Can't miss it. They have great shops in there, museum, yearbooks from Bethel Park High School. They do different events there when they're allowed to. They put on a brand new roof, $150,000, all new windows, and the schoolhouse, guess what? 1905. It was I think the first Bethel Park High School. So check it out and go there, because my tea place is there. Great loose leaf green tea at Reginald's Coffee. They have fresh roasted coffee all the time. They get shipments from all over the world. Check them out. They're open. You can sit in the lawn on a chair. Bring a chair. Next up, I Want You for BPTV. Smokin' Jim and I, we like doing Pittsburgh Sportsline. Guess what? Dave took my face, not Smokin' Jim's, put it right on I Want You for BPTV. 412-831-3304. Look at that. He put Uncle Sam there with my face. So give him a call. Tell him you want to be here like Ethan. You want to do what Anthony's doing. And you can even help us on location shows, which we go out and about. Next up, another nonprofit, the Bethel Park Community Foundation has money for you. from $100 to $5,000. And I'm a trustee on the board. We had a meeting last month, which was nice. And there's money available for you. Get an application. When we have a meeting, we'll set up you giving your little pitch on why your group needs money to help do great things in Bethel Park. We've given out over $975,000 in 25 years. We're looking at this year to hit $1 million. So what an honor to help the community in Bethel Park. Great group. Next up, let's see. We got What's on Your Mind is sponsored by Skeets Lewandowski of Skeets Service Station, 6103 Route 88 in Finleyville. It's about 6 miles from here, easy to find, right on 88, red, white, and blue station. Anything and everything they work on that runs on gas, they put it together and fix it. Even electrical tools now they're doing, from hedge trimmers, weed whackers, even lawnmowers that are electric. So bring any appliance that you work outside on, bring it in. Give them a call, tell them Elvina, the talking machine, said, call Skeets, 724-348-4715. Now we got to get serious about sports. Smoking Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Thanks, Elvina, talking machine. And if you want the green,
We're too close.
you got to see Levine. Back in my quarterback option days.
What year was that?
Hey, machine.
Yeah.
Again, look how dark your arms are. I got a cure for that. Is
What?
that because you've been in the car?
No, that's because I used your spray tan.
I'm glad you finally admitted it.
You've been teasing me. You've been teasing me for 9 years. Here, look at this tan. Look at these tan legs. First time since I've been 9 years old, I don't have a tan. Look, another leg. Bright and white.
Well, I can.
And your point of all this.
I can eliminate that tan from your arms very
How?
easily. Tinted windows in your car.
They are.
Huh?
The UV gets into it blocks the sunlight.
You get the brother tint when you can't see in, brother.
No,
You don't
UV.
get no tan.
Let me explain something.
Yeah, explain that.
UV does get you tan. UV light. And guess what produces that?
No.
The sun. For all you people that went to
Wow.
Gateway, this is the truth. When you don't go to school, even though you graduate, this is what happens. That's why I'm not allowed in the sun, because my anti-remission drugs are ruining my immune system so I don't lose my kidney. So I can't be in the sun, because 50% of cancer or kidney transplant people get cancer.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. We were at a party with Skeets and Bill Boyce, and you know Pete. He goes, one of his best friends had a kidney transplant 3 years ago.
Wow.
And he goes, you're telling me about staying out of the sun. He lays in the sun, golfs in the sun, goes to the swimming pool in the sun, and every year since his transplant, he's had skin cancer.
Wow.
And I go, they tell all of us to avoid the sun.
Wow.
He goes, well, he doesn't listen to anybody. He reminds me of Smoking Jim. And I said, don't hold it against Smoking Jim. He's doing the best he can.
You know,
Now you know.
I can't
Thank you.
remember the last time I had, olive oil to go with my swordfish.
Virgin olive oil.
Virgin olive oil.
I'm glad you
to
can
go
say
with
it.
my
Say it 3
swordfish.
times.
Virgin olive oil to go with my swordfish. It would really look good on my eggplant, man.
You can do it. Matter of fact, I fry my eggplant when I make it
Wow.
with olive oil, virgin olive oil in the
Wow.
frying pan, thin slices of eggplant. You know, you
seem
can
to
buy
use
the
it.
eggplant and cut it.
You seem to use that virgin olive oil on a lot of stuff.
Well, you should research a couple things about it. Just Google it. All right? Just Google it. You'll find out more.
I know in Godfather he was in olive oil business. That must be a big industry.
Yeah. Very healthy, too, for you, just so you
Really?
know. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good, healthy thing.
You know what I've been eating a lot of lately?
Fried chicken.
I ain't gonna start that. That's my protein. I ain't gonna stop that. But cucumbers.
There's breading. There's fried. What do you eat?
Cucumbers.
That's good for you.
I've been tearing cucumbers.
How'd
up,
you
man.
find them? It's the first time you ever ate them.
Yeah.
This quarantine's working
Yeah,
good.
it's working real good.
Wow.
Man. But I tell you what, I hate when people play the race card.
Yeah.
And I especially hate when they play it, when they deal it from the bottom of the deck.
How do you catch them?
Washington Redskins,
Yeah.
they're finally in transition to change their name. They haven't changed it yet.
Yeah, you notice how they're promoting all these jerseys?
Yeah.
New jerseys, they're making $1 billion on that. Wait till they name the team and they sell more new jerseys.
Oh, yeah, they're going to make a ton of money.
Who says these billionaires aren't smart?
So they finally changed their name after years
Not
of
yet. It's in the
protest.
process.
It's in the process. Well, they changed their name. It's called the Washington Football Team or something, but they haven't changed it, officially.
Right.
They're
They need your help.
Yeah,
they need your help.
No, they don't need my help, but here's where they need my help, and this is what I don't like. The Washington Redskins came out this week and hired the first ever NFL black team president, 38-year-old guy.
Who is he?
I mean, these guys, they're protecting themselves all the way around. They're dealing from the bottom of the deck. Speaking of dealing from the bottom of the deck.
Yeah, you were.
Again, I'm getting tired. I told you last year, I'm tired of Cam Hayward. Cam Hayward, again, whining about his contract. But he's talking on both sides of his mouth. He's like, well, I was expecting the contract extension, but whether I get it or not, I'm going to play. Well, just shut up and play. First of all, you're making $9 million a year. You're not a $9 million a year ball player.
Yeah.
You're not an all-decade ball player, which you cried about being that. Just be happy that
he's a team leader in the locker room.
He's not that either.
I heard he is.
He used to be a decent guy, but he's not a team leader.
He's more of a team leader than James Harrison will ever be.
No, James Harrison was.
He did his workout by himself and say, "Look how strong I am."
James Harrison walked through that line. I guarantee you, Juju, who I've been saying since his rookie year, taking heat, should be gone. They're in camp now, and he's still on that. What's that? Tokyo or Tico or whatever that thing is. TikTok. He's out there every day in his PJs.
Hold it. He reminds me of you. He's in all these pictures with pretty women.
Well, I haven't seen a lot of those.
But he doesn't take a picture with a guy. It's always a girl.
I didn't know that.
He follows in your footsteps. You should be proud of that.
The Pittsburgh Steelers should not pay Cam Hayward. They should let him go after this year. They should not pay Juju. Let him go after this year. You'll never win a championship with them.
They will let Juju go.
Take all that money and give it to the greatest linebacker in Steeler history, T.J. Watt. The only guy on the Steeler team that's rated in the top 100 in the NFL. He's in the top 25, deservingly so. He's moving up the list each and every year. Great player, great Steeler, and that's your leader. And that's what's on my mind.
Smoking Jim, I appreciate it, but I got a little trivia fact for you, proving your point. Did you like Joe Green?
Mean Joe Green?
Yeah.
Love Mean Joe Green.
Did you think he was one of the greatest defensive linemen?
Yes.
Guess when his last Pro Bowl was? What age he was at his last Pro Bowl? Just make a guess.
Well, he made it every year except for probably his last year.
He was 31 years old when he made his last Pro Bowl. Guess what age Cam is?
31.
Thank you.
Wow.
So you're spot on.
Wow.
What are you going to get from an older defensive lineman after 30?
I wouldn't have gave him that money in his last contract.
Well, you're not the Steelers. You don't
been,
understand all the behind the scenes
and
community work.
Curve.
Look what he does with Edgar Snyder all the time in commercials. He's a hero. I can't believe it. Next, you'll tell me some bad things about Tomlin or something. And I find out some information. Well, we'll do what's on my mind first.
Okay.
Now, the Pirates, Chip's not here, so I won't offend him that much, but the Pirates are lucky to even be a AAA ball club with the season going. They got maybe 2 major leaguers there, and one of them is a pitcher and got hurt. He would have been a fifth.
Wow.
He would have been a 5th starter on a 5-man rotation, and we got Josh Bell. But the other day, we won one game 9-6. Wow. I didn't even watch it because the pitching has been so horrific, in fielding. Even it's the few runners they had have been making mistakes. It's been very frustrating. And I'm a baseball fan. Unlike Smokin' Jim, who says he's a baseball fan, doesn't even have anybody that can verify he played baseball. So I watched the game. And I'm telling you, it's very frustrating. And then I get a notification after they're 1-1 in their series against the Reds. They're canceling the next 2 games with the Reds because the Reds got COVID. Smokin' Jim doesn't believe in it. I'm not being political. He's allowed his opinion. I respect all of you that have opinions that disagree with mine. When 170,000 people die, that means something's real about it. And I know people that family members have died. I know people that have been sick and on ventilators. So unlike Smokin' Jim, who doesn't get out much, I do know a few people. So I could understand that, but you know, it's just shocking watching the games and then hearing another team has COVID. And the question I have is, when are you going to make up the games when they had to play 66 games or 60 games in 66 days? And using your math from Gateway, 6 open dates you had.
Wow.
So there's a couple teams that have had double headers, 7-inning double headers, which you like because it's less time on the field, even though they're playing 2 games. But my point was, you know, I don't know where baseball's going to be without the bubble. We'll talk about the NFL later and some different scenarios and stuff too, but we'll find out. And that just bothers me with baseball in this season because I enjoy watching the games. I like Judge hitting home runs for the Yankees and a few other teams. So I enjoy that. But keep watching. Don't change that dial. We'll be back with some fiction and fact from Smokin' Jim's Almanac.
Thanks, Elvina, the talking machine. Chip's not here. Got my man Ethan and got my man Anthony on the 1s and 2s, making us look good.
Yeah.
But I have one question, Elvina, the talking machine, before I go into fiction and fact. Did you hear about the baseball player that got chastised for hitting a grand slam?
No.
Yesterday.
No, I missed it.
This baseball player, they were winning 7. I want to say they were playing against the Reds, maybe the Padres. I don't know.
Okay.
They
all
two
look the
baseball
same.
teams.
They all look the same.
And it's a young, exciting player in the league.
Okay. What's his name?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think Fernandez or something like that.
I'm just trying to clarify the story.
So something like that.
Okay.
So they're up 7-3.
Yeah.
7-3, maybe 10-3. They're up 10-3.
Well, pick a number you like.
8th inning.
Pick a number you like. Go ahead. This is your story.
A lot of people are.
This is your story, buddy.
I'm paraphrasing.
Let me put a leg up now.
And he had 3 balls, no strikes.
Yeah.
And he didn't see the signal when the coach said, take the next pitch.
Okay.
Well, he took the next pitch and took it out of the stadium for a grand slam.
Yeah.
Well, the opposite manager
Yeah.
of the other team started to go after him.
You know what? For what?
Ripped him in the press conference. His own manager ripped him a bit, says, hey, he's young, he'll learn. I guess it's a code of ethics in baseball. That
There's unwritten rules, they call
unwritten rules that if you're up by so much, I guess you got to lay down. And then they made the kid apologize. He says, hey, I'm sorry, there's a lot of rules I don't know yet. That's not crazy.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why nobody likes the sport anymore.
No, but that's
when me and you played, baseball was the most popular sport on the planet.
Well,
now.
take me off of it, but it's not you. The you is me. That me with you, forget about it. Let me clarify this disclaimer. He says he's an honest man. Now, any of you that are my friends that played sports, you could mention my name that we played baseball together or football together. Now, Smokin' Jim, I've asked him, tell me one player. Then he said he couldn't. I said, tell me 2 players. He couldn't. I said, can you name a coach?
I think there was a John on the team.
He couldn't. No, there were no Johns on your kid.
Tony.
It's like Washington.
Tony and Anthony.
It's like a white Washington. There's no Johns on that team. But that's why I had to clarify it. But thank you, Smokin' Jim, with your fiction and fact.
Well, here it is, Elvina, the talk machine. Everybody knows. Well, small circle people that know me know that in high school I played on a championship team that we had to forfeit all our games because of rule violations. So we had
Tell me one of those players.
we had to forfeit a football championship. Well, Elvina, talking machine. Here's the fiction and fact from Smoking Jim's
okay.
Almanac that
I
you
was
may
nervous.
not know. Here's something that may get me in the Guinness Book of World Record. That one team picture that you've seen from Cal State.
Yeah, well, you're the third player in, number 22.
Yeah.
I looked at that.
Well, that was my junior year. I'm team captain. I was team captain sophomore, junior, and senior year.
Yeah.
We brought to camp that year 110 players. Now, there's not a team in the country that brings more than 85.
Yeah.
We were recruiting guys all over. We recruited so many players that we couldn't even wear the same jersey and uniform for the team picture. We looked like it looked like the picture was something out of prison.
How come I heard that 2 apartment buildings were filled up with Gateway parents?
Yeah.
2.
Yeah. Well, this is college now.
Oh, okay.
This is college.
Wow.
Elvina talking machine. This team was so crazily talented. First of all, there's probably 60 or 70 players I didn't know. The coaches
That's not surprising.
The coaches was bringing them in from junior colleges. We had about 15 or 16 Division I transfers that transferred in.
Yeah.
We had guys from anywhere from California to Oklahoma to Syracuse, Pitt, Penn. I mean, it was crazy. We recruited some of the top freshmen. We had freshmen that could have went Division I that came in. Elvina talking machine, we literally had 7 string.
No way.
I
never heard of that.
I
didn't hear of it.
Elvina talking machine, it was so crazy. Now it took us a while to gel, but by the last 4 games of the season, we probably could put any score on any team, and our defense was, you couldn't do anything on that defense.
Wow.
It was crazy. In practice, Elvina talking machine, there's guys that went all week that never got in practice. 15, 16, did you say 17? No. All they could do is run gassers. But they found out, now Elvina talking machine, my senior year always said if I didn't get hurt, I believe we'd have won national championship.
Wow.
Now, my senior year, we only brought 60 to camp.
Yeah, 60.
Yeah, we had to run. But Elvina talking machine, my junior year, we were undefeated.
Wow.
Now, we already won the Western Division. We'd have won states, but you got to be ranked in the top 16 to go in the nationals. So we was out of the top, but, we'd have been in the top 16 the next year. Yeah. Because we came out of nowhere, basically.
Right.
We were top 25 in the country.
Who coached that team? Who was the coach?
Well, one defensive coordinator was Todd Haley's uncle, and he was as rotten as they come. But I tell you what, Elvina talking machine, going into the last game of the season, right before state championships. Yeah. They found out we had illegal players. We had players that had already played their 4 years, was on their 5th or 6th year. We had transfers that was illegal. We had to forfeit. So anything we did that year got wiped out. We had to go 0-10.
No way.
Yeah, we had to forfeit every game. So Elvina talking machine, I think I'm the only player that had to forfeit high school undefeated season and college undefeated season. Am I the common denominator? And the bad part about it, Elvina talking machine, we had this one guy on this team. Yeah. That was, well, first of all, we recruited too much from the north side. Okay. We had guys in from Perry High School, Oliver High School,
sure, good
North
athletes.
Hills High School, North Catholic, and Northgate.
Wow.
Well, we had this one kid come in from Oliver. He gets an argument with another kid from Northgate. They're both great players. Yeah. Instead of them breaking it up, The guy takes his helmet and hits him in the head. The guy in there. I tried to get the coach had to kick him off the team.
Yeah.
And then we had another guy. He was Mr. Shinley.
Whoa.
He was the fastest in the city, and he won the bodybuilding contest. Mr.
Wow.
Shinley. He was unbelievable. He was like Bob Hayes.
Wow.
He was that quick. Well, he didn't make the traveling team. He was a true freshman. He had all the talent in the world, but he had to fight his way from 110 all the way down to starting 11. That was probably going to take a year, but he had talent.
Yeah.
I mean, he had talent. Well, instead of, staying on campus and studying,
Yeah.
he decided to go home. Him and his buddies decided to rob a bank. His friend kills somebody in the process, or a security guard. So if you're part of the bank robbery,
you're an accomplice.
You're all murder. So he got 20 years.
20 years.
20 years, man.
Wow.
So it was crime alert. As a team captain, I was the leader, and I would tell them, listen, when you go out on weekends, you know you're going to get in a fight, don't wear your Letterman jacket. All right, case closed. That rest was. I mean, I had to show leadership, Hal. All I cared if you won or lost, but don't wear your Letterman jacket or they'll be all in the paper. Yeah, Cal football player in fight in riot. Hey, we had these white dudes on the team.
Yeah.
You know what white guys look
The
like,
race
right?
card finally came out, Tony, if you're watching the
We
show.
had some crazy white boys.
This is for you. What'd they do?
They was in this fraternity. I forget what it was called, Teeks or something.
Yeah.
And they hazed so bad that they suspended the fraternity. They couldn't wear the colors. They took their house away. They was
Well,
crazy.
you ever see Animal House?
Yeah, it was probably
That
worse
was like
than that.
that.
I didn't see it.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. We went from
That's
100
one of my favorite movies. Look for it since you have time.
And don't forget Elvina talking machine in college. Whatever you bring to camp, you can have walk-ons come out when school starts.
Yeah.
So we had another 25 walk-ons. So we had about 140 players on the
Wow.
team. Elvina talking machine. After all the suspensions, and I mean, I'm surprised that the football program didn't get shut down for a year
Yeah.
or two. But we were lucky. But the
Well,
next
you
year,
come out of nowhere.
next year, we only brought 60 to camp. Man, I knew all of them.
What game did you get hurt in?
Third game of the season.
Wow.
Third
That's
game of the
terrible.
season. Yeah.
You probably had scouts knocking at the door.
Well, I was supposed to get drafted in the 11th or 12th round.
This is a little sidebar of Smoking Jim's
Yeah.
true stories.
And all the reports going in had
Yeah.
me going 11th or 12th round. At a draft, they had 12 rounds.
I
then.
remember.
And
That's back in the day. You won't tell us when, so we
Well, but-
appreciate that.
so I get hurt.
Yeah.
And instead of coming back for a redshirt year, I'm like, I'm going pro. I already
Yeah.
had my mind up. Well,
They didn't draft you.
flunked every physical. Well, I had a few tryouts. They fly me down to Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
The Falcons fly me down. I never forget. I get to Atlanta airport. I'm like, look, all these beautiful women, right?
Sure.
I get there. They put me on this orthotron machine, right?
Yeah. And your knees whacked out.
They were like, and I mean, I'm strong, I'm fast. I mean, I feel good.
Yeah.
But not according to that test. They're like, you flunked the physical. I'm like, okay, what's that mean? You gonna sign me and put me on injury reserve? They're
No,
like,
you're
"No."
out of here.
So I go into Chicago for the Bears.
Yeah.
And that was it, man. Played a couple years of semi-pro and never touched a football after
Get
that.
out.
But we did win the national championship for semi-pro. I was National Player of the
What
Year.
team was it?
I was National Player of the Year in Elvina talking machine. There was a point to that. No, that was the only championship I ever won since midget football that didn't get taken away for violations. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, brother.
Wow. What team was it you won with?
We had everybody taking SATs, brother. You never would have had to take an SAT, Elvina.
I took my SAT.
We'll get you in.
I didn't have to worry. My SAT, I passed it and did well. I
fell asleep on mine.
I got
I didn't know it
accepted.
was 3 hours.
CMU would have even signed me to play.
That's amazing.
I didn't want to go there because they were losers back in the mid-'70s.
What kind of brain did you have to be able to get in the CMU, man?
I went there, and guess what? I had a lunch. They had a cafeteria, and they had liver and onions. And you'd never eat liver and onions again.
Wow.
I was 17 years old and had liver and onions.
Wow.
Yeah.
At CMU?
At CMU.
Wow.
And my other friend, they had other stuff. They go, "What are you eating that for?" Wow. I go, "I like it, and if they have a chef cooking it, I'll try it."
Man, that's amazing.
And it was tender and good.
Wow.
But CMU, we met what was it, Coach Klausing that was back then?
Yeah, he turned them around.
Legendary guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talked to us for a minute or two.
Yeah, Brad.
And then I was sort of, thinking of going to college and being an architectural engineer.
What is that?
Oh, that's beyond what you even know. Design buildings and stuff. Get a drafting thing out, draw it, do that, all those things. I took that in high school.
Wow.
So I ended up, that's why I almost met your guy there at Juniata. They said, "We'll give you a couple $100. We got a grant here for you." So I signed up. But then when I graduated the first week of June, my dad goes, "Hey, Alan, you can work at the Pittsburgh Press part-time, and you'll make good money. You'll make the same wage as I do."
Wow.
He goes, "That's on your birthday on June 30th. You can start working on Saturday night." Again, for the 102nd time, June 30th is my birthday, not October 11th.
You going to stick with it, huh?
I have to. It's out there. Unlike you, we don't know what year it is, and I'm not going to guess. But, who knows when you won that championship? Who knows when your undefeated team lost every game, whatever year? I'm going to check.
They stripped us. We still won, but it ain't this. They stripped the victory.
Yeah, but that's why I almost met your man Rideout.
Yeah.
And my friend that I bought the paper route off of him, because I delivered the Post-Gazette.
I didn't.
Yeah, it was Chip Bartlett. He was a starting center.
Really?
Back in 1973.
Wow.
Yeah, Chip Bartlett.
Wow. That's
From Greentree. He went to Juniata. What's the
that
odds of
something?
me going to
Yeah.
Juniata? I was signed up. My dad talked me out of it and never went to college. Had a 36-year career at the Pittsburgh Press and Post-Gazette.
proud of you, man.
Definitely.
Proud of you. And
Glad we could give you some insights. Yes, we both played sports. For all of you that think we just talk sports, we played it. And we played hard and practiced hard. We had good dads that made sure we were focused. And Smoking Jim didn't play baseball because I have no proof of that. None whatsoever. And that's what's on my mind. Or no, that's on, yeah, that's it. So. We got nothing going on. Nothing. We're looking at Master Zhang Taekwondo in Wexford, and possibly the 2nd or 3rd week of October. He's working on guests and setting up an exhibition, so we're going to go on the road then. Then I heard there's that Gumbo with We21. Supposedly they're doing something. I'll bring it out because he sent something to me that shows they're supposed to do it on, guess what, August 22nd. So that's what they're looking at, doing something at the VFW on Draper Street. I'm not even sure if that's Homewood or whatever, but it's on Draper Street. I think that's in Homewood. And they're supposed to do it like 4 to 9 p.m., and you can get in there for $12, and you can get your gumbo.
What date?
The 22nd.
October.
No, August.
August.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can go to that.
Wow.
He asked me to go, and that'll be next week, so.
Wow. Cool.
So we'll see. That's all we have for you on location right now. We'll come back, and we're just going to talk some sports. You know me and Smoking Jim can talk sports, so we're going to go with that right now.
And his pass is broken up by Tatum. It's off!
Welcome back. Thanks for not changing that dial.
Can I ask one question before we go to the sports cell as being the talk
Okay,
machine?
this will be before the sports.
Now, somebody told me recently
Go ahead.
that black people are no longer the second largest minority. The Latinos are.
Yeah.
Does that mean we're going to lose our month?
You should never had a month because I've read Black history my whole life. I treat people equally, my friend. You treat me pretty well some of the times. Your honesty's still in question. But I don't care about what color you are. Why do you need a month? To me, that's sort of pinholing you that why can't we learn Black history every month? So, but I don't know. I'll give you a stat right now. I saw with the death rate in California, okay? 60% Latinos, 17% white people,
Wow.
10% black people.
In California?
In California, death.
Wow.
The death from COVID. So you're not seeing it
Oh.
because it's not around you. Yeah, how about that in the state of California?
I get a lot of my fruit from there. Can they be
They
transporting that
say,
in the fruit?
no, it's not. You don't wash it anyhow, so it keeps you healthy. He's truly a health nut. He eats like it. 1 bucket of chicken every day. Look at him. He's healthy as an ox. And he's as big as an ox. But about sports, you haven't watched any Pirate games, right? You're still watching Korean.
No, what's the record?
I don't remember. I think they have 4 wins.
Wow.
Yeah.
More than they had in preseason.
Yeah, they played more games too. No, it's not looking good this year. You can make up all the excuses you want, but you need pitching, you need hitting, you need some fielding. We don't have any of that, so.
The team's cursed.
No. Here's what happened. Their minor leagues got depleted when they gave away players like Meadows and others. And the guys we got up here like Polanco, how do you slide and injure your shoulder on a slide to second base?
All that talent he got.
Except the 2-cent brain. I mean, you got to at least have a couple brain cells. He's lacking. So that happens. But yeah, we'll see what happens with the Pirates. Hopefully they can get some of these pitchers to produce, some hitting. I don't know. I've heard from the first inning to the 6th inning were the worst team in runs scored.
Really?
And the 7th and 9th inning, listen to this. Chip would like this. We're number 2 in runs scored between 7 and 9 innings.
Really?
Number 2.
That ain't bad.
How's that even possible?
I know.
Well, I think they're catching up and maybe they're getting some hits off of.
Tells me the young team ain't quitting. They ain't giving up. They're still playing hard.
Yeah, they just don't have the ability.
Yeah.
You understand that when you have 140 guys on the team, they're not all the starters. You can relate to that, right?
7th string.
Yeah. Well, another thing, your boy Malkin had surgery on his elbow.
I heard that.
And he never makes an excuse. One thing I'll give Malkin credit, he's had injuries almost every year. He's missed games at times.
Is that because he can't speak English?
No, it's because he does speak English and they gets help. Unlike you, he goes to see a doctor. Just saying here. So he had surgery on his elbow. It didn't affect his game really. It wasn't game threatening, and it wasn't career threatening either. So he'll heal up in about 4 or 6 weeks. I'm not sure when they come back for the season. I heard maybe December, maybe January. Hockey season will start then. So we'll see what happens. What are you doing with the NBA? Are you watching them at all?
No, not at all.
None. You haven't seen anything.
I know the Lakers is playing
Yeah.
pretty soon in the playoffs and
Right.
against Portland, and I don't know. I haven't watched.
Well, you're
any
a
of
better,
them.
so I figured you'd start teasing it a little.
No.
Casino said they're open.
Yeah,
The River said
are
they're open.
Yeah, I'm not betting on. I don't bet on NBA.
No.
College basketball. They took that away from me.
I know. Well, they know how you are. Like I figured you'd save $250 a day. You ain't saved nothing. It's outrageous. So we got NBA off the list, Penguins off the list, Pirates off the list. All right, we got to talk. 16 minutes ago, a little Steeler talk.
Yeah.
What do you hear about them? Because I don't hear much information.
Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers, you know, back in the day, Elvina, the talking machine, back when we was coming along and going to watch your Steeler practice. There's a lot of guys that quit playing because they couldn't do training camp.
Yeah.
Randy White had a couple more good years left in him. You used to have 6 weeks of training camp, 3 practices a day, meetings in between, weightlifting in between. Only thing you wanted to do when you weren't practicing or in meetings was trying to get a little nap if you had a fan in your room to keep you warm. Now in this training camp, man, these guys, it's like it's a walk through the park. They barely put on pads.
Didn't they just start hitting the other day?
They just started hitting the other day. But the Pittsburgh Steelers is in good shape. This is a year that I would say the Pittsburgh Steelers have their best opportunity because they've been so bad in drafting defensive backs that they had to mortgage themselves to get their defense. And now all the defensive players, their contracts are coming up all at the same time.
Sure.
So that defense is probably the best in the National Football League. So they got to hope that Ben can stay healthy. Because
Everybody's saying he's going to be good.
Because if Ben gets hurt, he'll never get a job back because I love the Duck.
That won't be because of the Duck.
The Duck is the surprise of training camp.
Nobody's
right now.
even seen him play. Nobody. You haven't seen him.
The Duck is looking good.
This is all, I won't say BS, but it's close to it.
But I'm predicting that Ryan Switzer will make the team.
Ben likes him.
And he came in unbelievable shape.
Sure.
Plus, his wife is probably one of the top 5 women in the world. Yeah, she was the captain of the cheerleaders in North Carolina. She should have went with the quarterback.
Yeah.
He got all that money in Chicago.
Sure.
She ended up with Switzer, got the short end of the deal. But he's in tremendous shape. But I tell you what.
How good is he, though?
I tell you what.
I'm a little disappointed.
I thought he could be like Edelman.
He's not.
You know.
He's not. How about running back punts?
Well, he ain't going to do that because they got the other guy.
How about running back punts?
Yeah.
He's always like this.
Well, you got to have a good special team coach too. They ain't.
We kept him.
Yeah, and we don't have one. There's no plan designed for him to get away because he got the speed and everything.
Yeah.
But he can't.
I haven't seen it since we got him.
Yeah, you may see it this year.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, but I tell you what, man, that rookie they got from Notre Dame, Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
Freaking nature.
Really?
Freaking nature. If he stays healthy, he's going to catch a lot of deep
Can he
passes.
learn the playbook?
Well,
because I worry about these rookies learning those playbooks.
Well, when you're from Notre Dame,
you got a brain.
And you're from Canada.
Yeah.
He's from Canada.
And he did a video that got him a college education.
And all his friends are white.
Are
they?
Yeah,
so he's a studier.
Tony, that's another time he talked about the race card. Not that he's racist. He just brought out there's differences.
Yeah, he ain't listening to rap music in his room. He's studying that playbook.
How do you know? Come on. And what do you hear on Big Ben? I hear nothing but good on him.
Well, let's see. Because I heard nothing but good in '83 on Terry Bradshaw. He played one game.
Understand.
He kept saying,
I'm a skeptic like that because then I heard this story. I don't know if you heard it. You have 5 tendons in your arm.
I didn't know that.
5. He had surgery on 3 of them to reattach them. 3.
That's something.
And they separated them all. They showed what they did. And supposedly he's going to be better than he was before. And I heard a rumor from another source that Big Ben said he hasn't felt this good with his arm in 3 years.
Wow.
His arm was hurting the year before it blew out on him.
He threw for 5,000 yards that year.
5,200 yards.
Wow.
And they say he'll be like that.
Well, we'll see.
I say the quality of receivers, like how's Juju going to catch any balls? His true color came out, no pun intended, with how he didn't perform well. He's worried about being TikTok, Twitter, and all the social media.
Yeah, which I predicted.
You called it.
Everybody said I was crazy.
Well, we know that, but you were right. I second that emotion. You are crazy, but you do pick up a couple plums there.
But Ben's going to have more weapons almost than he ever had before.
What about that Ebron, who's good sometimes, bad the other?
Well,
and he's hurt a lot.
Same thing, and don't count out McDonald. So you got Ebron
Well, here,
and
one thing
McDonald,
about
two tight ends.
McDonald. I was bummed that we got him, and I said, he got bad hands and he's injured all the time. He played 13 games last year and sucked. McDonald. He played 13 because of the quarterbacks we had. They couldn't get him the ball.
Well,
This year, somebody should get it to him.
Well, Duck can get it to him this year.
He didn't do it last year.
Well,
he was watching one or two guys and throwing under and to the
well,
side.
he didn't have any coaching. He didn't have a quarterback coach for the first time in 30 years. There was no quarterback coach. They was trying to, give him too much of the playbook. Had I been running the team, Duck would have been. Maybe the Steelers might have went to the Super Bowl. He was that. He
I
could have
can't
been
believe
that
it.
good.
What would you have had him do?
Well, I'd have had
Cut the
him,
playbook in half.
With that defense,
Yeah.
all you had to do
Not
was
make a mistake.
run the ball.
Yeah.
Play action
But
fake.
our running wasn't that good, and they
Well-
weren't biting on the play action
Well, it
fakes.
didn't have to be that good because the defense was getting you good field position.
Yeah, but
So-
our blocking was terrible.
Well, kick the field goal, get a lead, play, and then in the fourth quarter do the Tebow.
I don't even think we had a lead last year.
We were 4-3 with the Duck.
No, I thought it was 3-3.
I count that Cincinnati game.
Nah.
But here's the
3-3.
Here's the problem Big Ben's going to have, and I don't know if he'll be able to stay healthy.
All right.
You got a couple great tight ends. You got young receivers that can do well for you.
Yeah.
You got James Conner, if he's healthy, he's an all-pro running back.
He will be for a while.
Brittle brother.
Yeah.
But this is the worst offensive line Ben had because of the coaching. They have no coaching on the offensive line.
You mean that young coffee kid
Yeah.
couldn't help out? He got to bring a good cup of coffee.
Now they got problems with the tackles already.
Yeah.
And then the interior line, without
Well,
Munchak.
is Pouncey on the decline?
Pouncey can play. He can play center.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a natural center. DeCastro is a natural guard.
Right.
So those guys will be solid. They're not as
But
good.
I think Pouncey's been slipping a little.
They're both. DeCastro and Pouncey both are on the decline.
Okay.
But
Because I watch the games.
yeah, they're both on the decline, but they're still the best two that they have.
Okay.
And now Ben's going to take a pounding back there because you don't have a guy like Munchak that can,
Direct
disguise the problems in the offensive
Yeah.
line and have those guys, and correct the problems that they're having. So if Ben takes one of them blindside hits, and don't forget, you got the highest paid defensive player in the NFL for Cleveland Browns, and he's coming.
You think? He's good. He's
And
he's just not an honest man like you.
Well, I believe him.
Well-
I don't think he would lie.
You're the only one. You're the only one. His own teammates said nobody said that. You just went crazy with rage. Because they know, just like you forget your players, but you know who's a hothead and who's not on a team.
He seemed like a nice guy up until that.
Oh, he
point.
writes poetry, but he swears like a truck driver.
Went to Texas A&M, man. You got to be a good kid coming out of there.
Why?
Well, would you trust somebody from Texas A&M or Oklahoma State? Come on,
Oklahoma
man.
State.
Texas A&M's
All
a
day
military
long.
school. Texas A&M's a military
No
school.
offense against him. I don't want to get into those
The
details.
Aggies.
Smoking Jim, you might know film and players. You just don't know people. You got a good heart, though. You think everybody loves you, so. Just like you put up my BFF and you, there were two good BFFs in one picture, you and Chesney. So I talked to her yesterday. She said to say hi. She loves Smoking Jim Frazier.
She told me she's getting ready on her show. She's getting ready to interview Darnell Dinkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't even ask what you two were talking about.
Wasn't talking much about Darnell.
No comment there. I know you're a fan of him. You invited me to one of his camps.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it there.
Yeah. What a legend.
Yeah, definitely. No doubt.
But
So
another one that backstabbed me, moved his kids out to North Allegheny.
yeah.
Could have used them at Gateway, man.
Well, they're going where they think it's supposed to be.
And it didn't work out, did it?
They spent all that money. Well, just like look at Joey Porter and Tomlin.
Yeah.
They were at North Catholic. They tried to run the program, and they got run out.
They got run out. Smoking under the bleachers and all that.
With the cigars.
Cigar, yeah.
In their
But they
faces.
said that cigars is. They said them expensive cigars. You want to smoke them anywhere, man.
Yeah,
That's
but they
addictive.
still stink. I'm not a cigar smoker. I'm a
You
non-smoker.
ever go to one of them cigar lounges?
I've been where there is a cigar lounge. I walked through a couple, and I shook my head. I'm like, I can't breathe in here. They go, we got a good ventilation system. And I'm like,
How about that CBB or whatever that is?
that cannabis stuff.
Yeah, cannabis. That's a big market now.
Yeah,
Man.
you got to try it. It'll help your aches and pains.
But what do I got to smoke it?
No, it's a pill and tablet, and they rub oil on you.
I didn't know that. I may have looked
Yeah.
in it. I thought I had to smoke it. You
No.
know? Peace pipe.
No.
Because a lot of it came from the peace pipes from the Indians.
It's non-marijuana. The CBD is from hemp. Hemp is like a sister plant to cannabis. So that's the difference.
Well, I've been studying.
It's the
up.
medical properties of it. You got to Google more and find out
I've been studying up on it. A lot of it came from the Indians for the peace pipe.
more. You're a little bit off because this stuff is not like that. It won't get you high. That's what you know. Our non-drinker, non-dope smoker, everything. That's what he is.
Y'all want to take everything from the Indians, man. Give them something.
We took it all. That's what made America great. We took over the whole country. We gave them smallpox and killed millions of Indians, buddy. It's not right. That's a little bit of history. If you read some of the history books I have, you know that.
I'll wait for the movie.
That ain't gonna happen. They've been out there. You wouldn't watch it. No, but what else are you doing, buddy? What's on your agenda? How you holding up during all this? We'll share with the people how you're holding up under COVID.
I still watch 2 game films every day on tape. Nothing changes for me.
Really?
The Hall of Fame is coming up. I think we're the only organization during the COVID that hadn't canceled our Hall of Fame.
Well, you
so
don't
we're
believe
having it.
about COVID, so I don't blame you.
Black people don't get it. That's what I was told.
Here's when you heard that, the guy who said it didn't believe it was even true that people were dying. And only one person was sick and had vanished. And that didn't happen. But what happened is they said over 60% of the dead people have been black people.
Wow.
And
Wow.
they're 11 or 12% of the population.
And I'm black, and I don't know nobody that got it.
I know. There's people dying in neighborhoods. Our event that the Gumbo was canceled because of COVID deaths in their community.
Well, the one thing that's coming up is Memorial Day, Saturday, or is it Sunday?
Memorial Day. It's Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Thanks.
We're going to.
They didn't teach that at Gateway, folks.
Yeah, we have a big fundraiser. We're going to give a ton of money to the food bank, ton of money to the police.
What's this fundraiser called?
We got 50 cars that's going to donate money. They're going to meet at the Washington Boulevard Police Department and drive to the food bank.
With money?
And with money in an envelope and drop it in the bucket.
How much money?
We're looking at about $2,000 for the food bank.
Yeah.
$2,000.
That's in your pocket, buddy.
We're going to get a police escort.
Yeah.
And
what's this
$2,000
called?
for the police.
What's it called?
I'll bring the flyer in next week. And
Okay.
$2,000 for Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
And do you know they got a chapter here in Pittsburgh? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got them everywhere.
So I didn't know that. So
Yeah.
So we're doing some good. We want to bring the police.
Who's in charge of this?
Achieving Greatness, Bill Neal.
Okay, just was checking.
Yeah. So it's going to be a big
He
event.
does a lot of great things in the community.
The mayor will be there. Fitzgerald will be there.
Wow, you're hanging with
Bunch
big
of
boys.
former Steelers will be there. Yeah. So
Then how come
gonna
it's
be-
only 2,000 here and 2,000 for the cops?
and 2,000 for Black Lives Matter?
So only 6,000 altogether.
That's pretty good raising.
Not the way you guys hustle. It should be like double that. I'm just saying. I put it in.
We got to pay for the DJ.
I knew there was something like that. There's always an expense. You might have to rent a car to put all the pretty girls in. I know how you operate. All right, we're on the same page there. No, thanks for sharing that. You don't have a name for the event? Because usually people name an event.
Yeah, the
Like
drive. I think it's called the drive.
The drive. All right. You have to send me that information
Okay.
about the drive. We'll have to see what happens with that.
Nice flyers already made out.
Really?
Oh, beautiful, man.
Wow, that's good. You get involved with some good things, Smoking Jim. I
try
appreciate
to.
that.
I try to.
I know. You don't know much about them, but
I
that's
met
okay.
a lot of great people through you in the last 9 years.
Thank you, buddy.
Everybody thinks we've known each other at least 20 years.
I know. That's what they tell me.
People are like, I thought y'all played baseball together. I said, we
No,
did.
no,
We
they
played
say
baseball,
football.
but not together.
I was on the line. He was a running back. He didn't know where the hole was near the center. He stayed away. We didn't get to talk much on the NFL, but they're supposed to start their season, and we'll see what happens in September.
Oh,
So
without
Steelers
hesitation.
September 14th. So mark your calendars. And it's not on pay-per-view, as Smoking Jim said.
NFL is stronger than COVID.
Well, they tested 109,000 tests, and only like 4 to 8% of the people were sick. So that's pretty good in the country. But thanks for watching our show. I hope we entertained you a little bit. And please stay Joey strong.